I'm not gonna go on explaining all this information here, but you can pause the video and check every detail. I just wanted to give different angles on how they are different. Again, this is a very subtle talk. Your mind may not grasp it, and that's okay, because it's very much related to the experience. How you talk someone about being in love. You can talk a lot, but you don't really say it. Nevertheless, words are useful. And in this case, there is something in you that knows what we're discussing here. There is something in you that knows your potential to achieve this. So it's a good conversation to have. In my opinion, this should be in every school, and everybody should realize that you don't need to be, especially in a time where our mind is continuously distracted with our phones and advertisement all the time, and everything is just like a lot of input in our mind. So in this age more than ever, you want to get in contact with a profound sense of your attention not be overexcited because of things outside of you. And you can develop that. Most people don't even know they can develop that. So when you're stage 8, well, this is a bit redundant. I sort of mentioned most of this stuff before in different ways. So, but it's not bad to review it. So just relax. When you're stage 8, you're focused on your attention, you're stable, just relax. Your senses will fade away, so don't freak out. If you suddenly notice weird things, for example, for me, something that happened that is not so, it's an interesting thing to notice, to live it, but I will go for meditation, and when I will came back from meditation, my body will hurt because I wasn't in the right position. I didn't set up my body in the perfect position to stay for a long time, but I didn't notice while meditating because of the absorption, which is an interesting thing. For me personally, there's this clear signs that when you are in certain level of depth, but that's an interesting thing because most people complain about pain while they're meditating or their body. Well, here's the thing. When you get in here, me personally, it's like, no, get a good position, because it's like falling asleep in a bad position. You may wake up a little uncomfortable. So I hope you see it's a different level. You go very deep, but you're not like falling asleep. Again, you're so deep, profound, living something that is even more intense than a lucid dream or any kind of intense vision in your mind or something like that. Balance meditative joy. Meditative joy is something that arises. You just feel very happy. You don't know why. It's just causeless. It's not because you're doing anything. It's just this joy, just this peace and deep tranquility come into your experience. But in this case, you're not super overexcited for it. Like, you go walk in the desert and you go to the oasis and you're like, oh, happiness, excitement, joy. You know, that's obviously what we do in the beginning because we come from suffering. So it's okay that your mind, but in stage 8, you already start getting over that, and you know, you sit to meditate and joy is there. So you're not desperate about it. There's certain maturity about it. And again, you refine metacognitive awareness. This is, again, will be one of the most relevant points on what's happening now, where you can not only notice the content in your mind, like I'm here, I'm seeing this thought, not like I'm watching the clouds of my mind, my thoughts just passing away with me. No. You notice the deepest sense of whatever you call you. So beyond that, there is only non-duality. It's a big deal. What does it look to master? It's stage 8. Your focus stable, no distraction or dullness. That's evident, but there is some kind of healing happening in stage 8 from the deepest trauma in the unconscious mind, existential fears, and so on. So there's the reason why this is mentioning here. Don't just because it went to stage 7, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna find some bumpy roads. You still find this kind of healing popping up. So make sure there's no distraction, there's no dullness, and full mental pliancy. As I mentioned before, your mind moves only when you want it to move, as long as you want it to move. Sensory pacification. I mentioned this a few times, like similar to fall asleep, just to keep it simple, although it's quite different to experience that. But for you just to have a single point, because it sounds a little weird when you go out of the world. It's something many people will be, I don't know, freak out by just talking about something like that, but it's possible for you. And it's the most natural thing whenever it happens. You know, it's actually even more natural to be beyond the regular senses reactivity. There is something deeper in you that is more natural to you. You will remember that whenever you notice that. And there's a stable meditative joy. So your joy is not just exciting, it's profound and stable. There is this quote from Nisargadatta, actually. This is not Buddhism, but it captures the depth of I think, stage 8. When the mind is kept away from its presence. If you're serious about truly understanding meditation, not just the surface level mindfulness hype, but the deep, time-tested methods of the sages, I have a free course with real practical guidance waiting for you. And if you struggle to stay consistent with your meditation practice, join our free community for accountability, live online meditation sessions, and discussion circles that will keep you supported every step of the way. You'll find the link to join in the description or the comments below, so you will never have to do this alone. See you there.